How's it going, everybody? So I did say if I got a hold of the Tvision Hub, I would demonstrate it, try it out, let you guys know. So I did get a hold of it. Comes in a little box like this. They do retail for $50. No, you cannot finance it. You do have to pay it up front. But let's go ahead and we'll jump in and we will open this sucker up. All right, so this is the box that it comes in. Let's go ahead and take a look. So we got the dongle here. We got our fast start guide or quick start guide. So it's just like a Chromecast, quite a bit like it. It is powered by Android, just like the Chromecast. Plugs into your HDMI. Then it has a little micro USB port for the power on the side of it. Then we get our remote. So the remote is supposed to be comparable to a cable TV remote. And it does have the quick buttons like Netflix, YouTube. It's got buttons for DVR, the guide, the TV. And then in here we should also have the power adapter. Alright, so we got the USB, micro USB cord. We got the power adapter. It uses 1 amp. I always recommend to use this. Don't plug it in directly to the USB port on your TV. Some TVs do not put enough power out, and if the device is trying to use a little bit more power, it's just not going to work very well. So I always recommend use the power adapter, not the TV. Alright, so I'm going to go and I'm going to show kind of the channel lineup on the website. I do get some questions about it still. Some people are asking me about channels that are included, if there's no local ones with certain ones, whatever it might be. So I do want to kind of go over that. Now, the Vibe is the cheapest package, starting at $10 with 34 channels. I've had people ask, why don't they have the local channels and everything? Well, part of what I understand to keep the price low for the $10, you know, some of those channels, they do cost money to add to your streaming and everything. But this is considered the best of comedy lifestyle drama package. It's actually the package that would work well for me, just because I don't really watch a whole lot of TV, and the channels on it are ones that my daughters would watch, plus I would watch. Now it doesn't include like Disney and whatever. That's with the Plus or the TV Live. I'll show you that package here as well. I'm also going to show you more of using the Tvision and plus the hub. It's pretty cool. I've been using it for a couple days now. And I also got a capture card, a cheap one, so I'm actually able to place it on my computer itself. So I'm going to be able to show you much better quality compared to when I was recording my TV and everything. So for the Vibe package, this is the $10 a month, the most affordable one. I think the best deal ultimately, at least personally. If you like sports and everything, then you're going to want the other one. But you know, this one, it does have AMC. It's got Animal Planet, BET, CMT, Food Network, DIY, Comedy Central, Discovery, MTV. I mean, it's got a lot of the big lifestyle channels. It's got VH1. It's got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different Nickelodeon channels there. We got Nick Jr. and a couple others. HDTV. MTV2. I don't watch any of the MTV stuff. We also got the Hallmark channels for those that are into the the lovey-dovey shows and everything. But that is pretty much the lineup there for the Vibe. And then if we go to the Live, and I'll post a link for the channel lineup, because you'll want to put in your zip code, and it will also tell you the local channels that you'll be able to get in that area. Channels do. Some of the local stuff does vary depending on where you are. And, disclaimer, they do say that if you move around, so if you go on vacation and you take your hub with you, which you can, or your TV Vision, whatever with you, it's going to really depend on where you are, because it is going to give you the local channels for that area. So if there are local channels, let's say you live in Florida and you head over to California, well, you're not going to get those Florida channels in California. You're going to get the California local channels. That's how that's going to work. So we have, start off with the Live TV. This also has 34 channels, $40 a month. And this one has your locals like AMC and Cartoon Net. Well, that's not local, but it has ABC and all that stuff, Fox. Now, it doesn't have CBS. From what I was reading, that should be coming soon. I don't know when, but I think they're still trying to work out a contract or something with them. But from what I at least heard, it does. It's kind of in the limbo of coming and everything. But we'll take a look. You know, you get the Cartoon Network, you got CNN, Fox, you got the ESPNs, you got your Disney channels, Disney Junior, you got your FX, National Geographics, you know, all that stuff, USA, True, TBS, Sci-Fi. Plus, you also will be getting, you'll have those like five channels with it as well. Then if we go to the Live TV Plus, so this is where you're going to get a lot more of them, a lot more of the sports, a lot more of the news channels. And you can see where, you know, it's got college channels, BTN, the Big Ten Network. I've heard a lot of people love those. The few people that I've spoken to that actually like sports and they have this this package, you know, it's got several of the Disney ones, and you know, it's got the news channels and everything. It's not showing the complete lineup right here, but it does have a decent amount. And then if we go to the live zone, so this is the ultimate package, 67 channels. It's going to have a lot more of the news, a lot more of the sports. Those are diehard into that stuff. They're going to love this one. It is definitely cheaper compared to cable networks and, you know, satellite for the same type of package with all the sports, because sports does get a little pricey. But you can go through that. You can see there's a lot of different channels. There's some others that are showing up that I didn't really notice in the other one as well, but it's got quite a bit there. And then on top of all this, there are some what they call the a la carte channels, which are the like not pay-per-view, but the paid channels. So we have Stars, which has 28 channels. I never realized how many Stars channels there were these days, but you can add this for $8.99 a month and you can get all the Stars. Showtime's $10.99 a month, and there's 16 channels of Showtime. And then you got your Epics for $5.99. It's the cheapest one. You got 4 different Epics channels. I don't have any experience with any of those. I've only really ever watched Stars or Showtime years ago whenever they did like the free weekends. It wasn't really something that I spent the money on. But they're there if you do like those channels, and that's, you know, something that's interesting to you. And overall, it's for, you know, fairly affordable. I do remember back in the day when there was a lot less of those channels for, you know, a little bit more money. I don't, you know, they don't have HBO. I don't know if that will come eventually. I have no idea. I can't tell you. But there's not really any information about that. But at least for now, these are the ones that are available. It seemed like back then Stars was a little more expensive and you had less channels. But it's been so many years since I bought cable, I couldn't really tell you. But you know, let's go ahead and we'll jump into the hub here itself. So we'll turn that off. Let's go ahead and get my capture going. There we go. So we got the remote here, and you know, I'm gonna go ahead and turn myself off so we have the whole screen here. But you can kind of go through the TV. So this is the Tvision Hub. It's kind of like using the Chromecast. It is, like I said, it is powered by Android. You can get several different apps. You can get more apps. You can get games. I only have one game on here. I am connected to the T-Mobile home internet right now because that's what I'm focusing on using to test it out with streaming and everything. That way, I keep you know, I keep giving updates to people of how well it's still working, if I'm getting any dips and speeds and all that stuff. You can get pretty much all your main apps. You know, you got your Netflix, your YouTube, Prime Video, you know, all that stuff, plus many, many more that you can get. You know, you just go into the more apps, and it loads fairly quickly. It loads quicker than my TV, that's for sure. Now, my computer is not 4K capable. I don't have it. This hub does work with 4K. I plugged it into my TV in my living room that has 4K. And I was able to get the Ultra HD and everything through the Netflix. Plus, I was able to do the 4K with the YouTube and everything. But I only have 1080p on this one. So that's the maximum resolution I'm going to be able to show you. Not until later on when I can actually upgrade. But you could add Disney, you know, there's PBS, Tubi. I mean, the channel list is pretty huge, or app list that you can add. And, you know, you can get your Hulu. So pretty much everything that you would get on the other streaming devices, you can get on this one as well. Same with like sports and fitness, and then, you know, like I said, you can get the games and everything. So it's it's pretty cool. I mean, it's not something that you need if you already got a streaming device or like a Fire Stick or whatever. It works just fine. But it is pretty nice having this remote, kind of more like a cable remote, more functions and everything. It does have voice control, so I haven't really tested it. Netflix.
Opening Netflix.
All right, so it works pretty well. You can get that opened up, and you can kind of see what I was playing around with and watching earlier. But it works pretty well. I'll just I guess I could just throw something up randomly. I'm not sure what.
No one said it was going to be easy to take this break.
Somewhat newer movie. If you're a Tremors fan, the movie's okay. I actually watched it. It's a little cheesy, just like the originals, but it was entertaining at least. But you can see it is run pretty well. No stuttering, no buffering. Now, if you skip ahead, sometimes it might take a moment to kind of catch up, but it's not too bad. We'll give it a second here. Quality's pretty good. There's volume control on the hub itself, so you can set your TV to a certain volume, and then you can get the same volume, or you can raise it and lower it through the hub after that. So that's what I did on my TV. Is I put it the maximum that I would want on my TV, and then I control it with the hub. So pretty cool. And you can hit the YouTube button. It'll take you right to YouTube. I'm not going to really play anything on there. I showed you that stuff. Let's go to the Tvision, because that's kind of what this is about. And I'll definitely be able to show you better quality compared to my previous one. It'll take a moment for it to get booted up here. All right, so we got that booted. And then there's a guide button, so you can press the guide button and go straight to the guide. And you can go through all the channels and everything. I guess I can kind of just choose something, just turn it on here. And then you do have access to the DVR as well. You can press the DVR button. It's going to show you. So I just randomly recorded something just to test it out. You can record, you can do schedules. I only got 1 hour of 100 available, so you got a whole 100 hours that you could use for the DVR. Now, the DVR doesn't come with the Vibe. If you want it with the Vibe, you got to pay an extra $5 for the DVR. For some people, this might be worth it. Being able to record up to 100 hours for $5, not too bad. But it does come with the Live and the Live Plus, all the other packages. So it's pretty cool. And something else that's pretty neat with the hub is, I'll go ahead and go back out to the home. So with the hub, you can actually connect controllers, and you can even connect, wireless headsets and things like that. You can see I'm on the T-Mobile network. We go to remotes and accessories. You'll add accessory. Right now, I have my Moga XP5 X Plus controller, which is a pretty cool controller. It's made for mobile devices, Android, stuff like that. And then I got my Galaxy Buds connected. So with the Galaxy Buds connected, you can actually, you can lay in bed and you can listen to the TV and everything silently, where you're not disturbing your partners. They can continue sleeping and everything. You can have it as loud as you want, whatever. So that's pretty cool. Now, my Galaxy Buds, they don't reach as far as some, so that's kind of a pain. But it does work pretty well with this. The controller works pretty well. I'll kind of show. So we got my Moga controller. You could also use, you can use the Xbox controllers. You can use a PlayStation controller, all that stuff. Let's go ahead and, I got one game on here right now. You got, I think it's 4 gigabytes is what's on here that you can use. Let's go to the apps. Oh, I pressed the wrong button there. Let's go ahead and load that up. I thought it was pretty cool, though. Yeah, you can be watching your season finale show or whatever, and maybe it did something that really pisses you off. Well, let's throw up a game and let's go shoot some zombies or something. We gotta let that load here for a second. And it is powered through Google, through Android. So you get these games through the through the Google Store, and they are just like if you're playing on your mobile device. You can purchase things, all that stuff. I always advise be careful with that stuff because these games can nickel and dime you pretty quickly. But it is it is pretty cool. We'll go ahead and just throw it up so I can kind of show you a little bit of the gameplay on here. And these games aren't really that large. I mean, it's not super high graphics. They're not, super high end and everything, but they're not bad. And there's other types of games that you can download. Now, there's not a huge selection of games, but there are a few of them that you can play. Some of them, like there's a zombie shooter one like this one. I think there's a couple like puzzle type ones. But still, it's pretty cool that you can actually play video games on the hub. So, pretty cool. Now, it is $50 to buy it. It is comparable to buying like a 4K Fire Stick, about the same price as that. The Chromecast, I think, are slightly cheaper, but overall, I think this is a really cool thing. I think it's worth a few extra bucks compared to a Chromecast, just because of the capabilities that it has. Now, granted, I've never used a Chromecast personally, so I can't really say too much about it. Like comparisons and everything. But at least from what I'm using, what I'm playing with, and everything, I do think it's a really cool streaming hub. You can take it with you. You can take it on the road with you. Whenever I travel, which isn't very often, I do take a Fire Stick with me, just so I can still watch my Netflix and everything on the go, and in the hotel room TVs and everything, because these days they all have HDMI TVs for the most part. But anyway, this was my quick review on the hub. Like I said, I do find it worth it. I think it's really cool. Even if you end up not doing the Tvision, or you do the Tvision and then you stop using it, you can still use the hub for the other stuff like the Netflix, the Hulu, all that. But anyway, thank you for watching. I definitely wanted to show this. I was happy I was able to at least give you a little better quality of the, showing you the Tvision, the videos and everything. And I do plan on doing a quick review on the capture card itself. It's a pretty affordable one, especially compared to like the Elgatos and stuff. And I think it's highly worth it. I've only used it a couple times, like right now, but it's pretty neat because you can hook up your Xbox, all that stuff. The Tvision Hub, I'm able to hook it up to my computer now. I could actually watch it on my computer if I wanted to. I will be putting it back on the TV, but I wanted to do it for this and kind of show it. Anyway, like I said, thank you for stopping by. Subscribe, like, comment below.